What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Unfiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Robinson. With me, as always, my brother from another mother, Phil Jones.
Hey, what's good?
What's good? What's good?
Ain't going back and forth with you niggas. I'm living my best life.
Because it ain't a Victory Wednesday without the Victory Wiggle.
Man, you ain't lying. You are not lying at all. I was very critical on this team going into week 2, and they started out looking a little ugly, but they did the one thing. A lot of people have been running them out saying that, AP, he ain't good to do this, he ain't good to do that. That man made an excellent job. He did an excellent job on this halftime, second half adjustments. Offense got going, defense kept handling business. And I think there's going to be some more things that are going to be shaping up for that offense to where we can have more success going forward.
A lot more success. They scratched the surface, but when they scratched it, I believe that they finally stumbled on something and found where it is that they can enjoy some long-term success. There is a lot to be cleaned up, a lot to be fixed. There's probably going to be some people moved around on that offensive line because the up front is abysmal. When AP said piss poor, he wasn't fucking lying. He knew what it was and he called it what it was, which is refreshing. And instead of hearing people trying to dress it up all the time and tell you that it's not, that it's all good, it's a work in progress. It's ugly. It's looking ugly right now, and it's not up to anyone's satisfaction, including his. I've had a long, I can't even call it a long-standing issue because I've just noticed it as a major problem this particular year, and that's Andre James and the way he snaps the ball. Whether he's either staring at the quarterback when he's snapping it between his legs and only hiking the ball as soon as he picks it up, or he's having somebody tap him on the leg to tell him to hike the ball. You are tipping plays to the defense, and nearly every single negative play that we had on offense came off a play where Dylan Parham tapped him on the leg. I went back and charted it just to see.
So, here's my thing. Do you go on and just say, F it, let's go on and put JPJ as your starting center, or do you change up some things with the scheme? Because let's be real here. It's not just with the center. You got Zamir White having struggles in this zone scheme. And I'm going to go back and say what I've always said for years and years and years and years. Zone blocking is never meant for the Raiders. Now, you can run an inside zone. I mean, that's going to be implicated. But to have your team be a full 100% legit zone offense, that's not them. They've always been more power and gap. And then maybe a little bit of hybrid of zone. But power and gap has always been their thing. That's what worked for Zamir and them when AP took over. And I'm going to tell you this. Hearing things about them making changes with the offensive scheme, you got to go back to power and gap. That's what you want your old linemen to be nasty as fuck. That's where they're going to be nasty at. Driving downfield, knocking somebody's dick in the dirt.
No, but that's certainly going to help. But I want everybody to understand, watching the game at the TV level and then watching it from the all 22 angle, this for everybody who's saying that the scheme is trash, I can assure you people are open. Wide ass open. I don't know if you've seen QB school, but JT O'Sullivan did Gardner Minshew's, and it just came out today. And watching that, and looking at it, it's like there's nothing wrong with the scheme. The guys are got open pretty regularly, and for whatever reason, the distribution was off. A lot of that was due to the offensive line being absolute dog shit for the majority of the football game. And a lot of that was, and then the other little portion of that was Gardner either not getting the ball to who was open or just not looking at it, or just somehow missing it. Because these were some wide ass open throws almost nearly directly in front of him.
Well, this one I'm also going to add in here. A lot of those sacks that Gardner was dealing with, that came from the left side, and that came from your left tackle, Colt Miller. And I got a problem here. People keep saying Colt Miller is this supposed to be this top tier left tackle, but he last couple seasons he'll either start off early looking good or he can't stay healthy. He doesn't hold up as much. So
currently 5 sacks deep in 2 games, which is already career high. Already?
Yeah. I don't think to be honest, I don't think he's fully healthy. And then now I go back and think about what I saw in the preseason. You had Mumford on that left-hand side, and then you had Glaze on the right side. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to throw a rookie right there at right tackle, but he did do his job right, and he did hold it down right. And I'm going to tell you this. They know damn well they're not going to use Pete as the starting left tackle, because somebody gonna be in the hospital.
He didn't look much better at guard. They actually put him in for a couple series, and that's when the defensive tackle went right around him and sacked Minshew, and I believe they pulled him for Whitehair immediately after.
Man, that was a hot mess.
Yeah, the interior three is, along with the tipping when the ball is snapped, they're not good enough to overcome that. It would almost be better for them if Gardner went up and told everybody what the snap count was, so at least the rest of the line would know.
That's why I said it. What I mean by scheme, maybe it's not the offensive scheme, but more the blocking scheme. Don't do it to him. Let him be free. But no, I think it's going to be more the blocking scheme that needs to be changed up. I mean, the offense, like you said, the plays that they're running are good. You know, having the route selections have been pretty damn good, and this is why you're seeing Brock Bowers get open wide. This is why you're also seeing Devontae being Devontae, and then you also see other guys being able to get open. And that was the same thing you saw in Chicago when Getsy was running that offense. The problem is you got to get your linemen on point so everything can get executed. It always has started up front in the trenches.
Particularly with your center. Nothing will improve until your center plays.
So again, I come to this point. Do you make the change at center? Or is it more of your blocking scheme?
So the beauty of it is you're playing Carolina. And you know Carolina's run defense is terrible. So if for some reason early in the game you can't run the football, then I would suggest you make that change for shits and giggles to see what happens, because you at some point you got to be able to run the football, and you got to be able to snap the ball without the entire defense knowing when you're going to do it. That's very, very basic football. And not only that, in third and short, fourth and short situations, you need to be able to get a push at the point of attack to make it to where you're trying to get to, not have your guy get blown up 3 yards in the backfield looking like an absolute scrub.
No, that's true. I mean, and it's too many plays that you see him getting just shoved back like he's a fucking rag doll. If you're the center, you're standing your ground. You're supposed to be running the show up front, not being pushed around like the bottom dollar bitch. And again, for folks that feel offended by what the fuck I say, do something about it.
I feel offended by what I had to watch.
If you feel offended about what I say about your teammate, tell your teammate to step his fucking game up.
And play better, please.
I be knowing motherfuckers be like, I'm gonna be real, I still be getting them comments like, oh man, you just being a hater. Ain't a hater. I'm being realistic here. And like, some of you motherfuckers that say hater and shit, that's why I know you struggled with reading comprehension. Jesus Christ.
Critical thinking and analysis.
Like, fuck. How the fuck? What the hell is wrong with your comprehension skills? Everything gonna be like, you're hating. No, it's called constructive criticism, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
That's what that's called. Said it ain't all shit. It ain't all roses and sunshine when you got 43 yards in the first half and only 4.
The problem is, look, I'm gonna tell you what the fucking problem is. The problem is when you hear the same fucking shit your fucking coach is telling you, and then you gotta hear it from a fucking person that's not in your front, that's not in the fucking locker room or in the fucking film room with you. That's the fucking problem. I'm tired of that shit. Andre James, that's the thing about it. You got ranked 9th overall out of all centers last year. But now you playing like a long snapper that had to come in to play emergency center. That's the only time I should be saying a fucking lineman getting pushed back. If it's the fucking long snapper. To be honest, no. Sometimes the long snapper don't even get pushed back. Why the fuck are you getting pushed back? And I looked at some of this tape. He's not like. It's like he has like some weird ass delay. It's like, you got the bubble guts or some shit, bro? You good? Yeah.
So he need to have talk, a long talk, a deep heart to heart, something spiritual. I don't know. Whatever the fuck he needed to go say to this gentleman to get it done. In the second half, the pass protection was much better. I watched it a couple of times, and I think it's more because they were just in a straight 4-man rush look with in dime coverage to keep everything in front of them. But they were passing, they were working much better in unison, and the right guys were blocking the right guys, which always helps. And it just looks much better.
So, what was the play that I think one of the guys had went unblocked, and I saw Colt Miller slide over to the right hand. He slid over to double team. Mm-hmm. There was no need to fucking double team on that play.
Oh. And
I'm just like,
a linebacker. I believe that was a defensive end in a wide 9, which totally blew my mind, because I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
There was no need for you to slide in to give back to give support. He was already fine with his guy. That's why I was like, he's already engaged well with his guy. Why are you coming over? You should have been out there to the left. Now, granted, maybe some people are going to probably say right there, because of that play, is, well, Colton was out, so, maybe that's why he needs to work on, he's got to get up to par with. No, that's bullshit.
Go back and look again. That's the defensive end.
Thank you.
Not the linebacker. That's the defensive end in a wide 9 nickel or dime defense. It's the defensive end. I can't. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I can't explain it to you any simpler than that. Said the left tackle blocks the defensive end. That is his sole purpose in life. And that was also the play. They had Jacoby Myers in the backfield who ran the flat route, and then I think there was somebody. Devontae ran a slant in front of it, so it was a slant flat look. But even with that being said, you gotta block the defensive end. He just can't come free, because he was there and blew up the 3-step drop because nobody blocked him, and he just came free because it was the defensive end.
You know what I thought about with that damn play?
What's that?
Man. So you know how they had Jacoby lying back there in the backfield?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been nice if you had Minshew lateral it back to him and had Jacoby just throw that bitch.
I believe at one point, I think, was it who got Jacoby did get a fly sweep, but I think somebody set it up and it looked like they were about to hit a double pass. I think it was the Turner.
I think it was.
Because it looked like he was going to pull up and try to throw it, but they were on him too quick.
Anyway, on to this week.
We got some defensive balloons, some defensive love to show. and get into. We just talked about the bad of the offense and how they got it together at the last minute. Didn't even talk about the beast that Brock Bowers was, because I would, for all offseason long, I've heard that this guy was the shit. And I mean, the creme de la creme. They expect this guy to be out of this world good. And
Sir, that's Mr. Incredible to you.
Mr. Incredible. That's right. Poor guy's never gonna live that down, but it's all right. It could be worse.
Bruh, I can't unsee that shit ever since he said that shit.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to own that one, player. But
he got that Mr. Incredible hairline.
This guy, he finds space in a way that it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what position you put him at. He's gonna find space no matter what, and he works back to the quarterback. Everything that I've seen about his game has just been, I see what the hype is all about. I see why everybody was raving about this guy. And yes, he's got to go out here and do it consistently. I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, but I will tell you that he's working with a full toolbox, and he should, as long as he continues to get better at his craft with what he has to work with, he should be a very, very elite from years to come.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this is what we were saying. Like, you can go empty backfield. Shit, line him in the slot. You still got him, Myers out there. Oh, excuse me, Mayers, and then Myers, Adams, and then having either Trey Tucker or Turner out there. I mean, shit. Raiders are set in the passing game. If they can get and I believe this is going to happen this week, they're going to get that running game going. And I feel like Zamir is going to redeem himself. What?
I think so too.
Nah, bro. What that grin? I don't like that fucking grin, bro.
I think he will too.
Nah, man. That's that motherfucking grin. I don't like that grin, motherfucker.
It'll be all right. Be all right. They need to get but again, like I said earlier, against Carolina, they need to get the ground game going. They need, if they need to try different shit until they figure out something that they can do. If they really got to treat it like that, because let's be honest, yes, you can say, oh, Andy Dalton is 4-0 against the Raiders. Listen, looking at this defense, I fear nobody. Okay? Nobody, nothing. No offense whatsoever. Like, they kept Lamar Jackson fenced in, and minus a couple big runs, they probably would have kept Derrick Henry under 50 yards if it wasn't for those 2 or 3 long ones that he busted. Max was just a maniac out there, going head up with Derrick Henry and winning in the backfield, mano a mano, multiple times. Head up from the side, from the other side, didn't matter.
Man,
Max was in that battle.
To think we're gonna be getting guys back. Possible. I think they'll have Tyrie back this week, and then that following week. No, then in 2 weeks you'll have Malcolm Kuntz ready to go back. Huh?
And hey, you should be getting Malcolm back first, because he went on IR first.
He has to do the. I think he was only going to be gone for 4 weeks.
Yeah, so that would be 3 weeks, because then he'd be eligible after the 4th, and then he'd be trying to get back on the field from week 5 to 6. But as we talk about our defensive ends, I'd like to point something out to everybody who's been talking the gang of shit about Tyrie Wilson. Now, could anybody in the comment section tell me what J-Rob has been doing or what Charles Snowden has been doing in Tyrie's absence? Because I can having gone back and watched the tape, I can guarantee you that they are both doing the exact same thing and having equal production as Tyrie Wilson. And some of you will say, "Oh, that means that the first round draft pick is sucking." No, it's what he's being asked to do, which is hold the weak side defensive end, as holding Kentang, and maintain, not letting anything come outside, and mush rushing.
But yeah,
is not.
But Phil, that goes back to 22, the 2022 season, bro.
Chandler Jones.
Exactly. Chandler Jones had to do the same shit. Everybody kept saying, "No, he didn't slow down. He didn't did this." No, that's what they asked him to do. And I keep saying this shit. You need somebody to contain. With the way we have these running quarterbacks, you have to have somebody contain on that outside. If you look at a lot of the runs that Lamar did, what side was he really running to? Was he running to that side that you have your guys like Snowden, Robinson, or Tyrie on? Or was he running to the side that Max was on, or trying to run up the middle?
Said it was the Snowden and J-Rob, and he got around them both. But they did an excellent job.
That's why I say you need Tyrie Wilson back.
Mm-hmm. Because and as I said before, when you slide him inside and you actually allow him to get some movement, he looks like a guy who movement. Now he still needs to learn how to use his hands and his reach. I don't understand how you could have arms that long and have not figured that out by now, but to each their own.
So you know what you do with Tyrie? Take his ass to the octagon.
Or put him in some splints and just make him walk with his hands out like this.
What's crazy? The one person that could have helped him with that shit, he lost his fucking mind. Sucks, don't it? Because I'm going to tell you this shit. Chandler Jones would have been able to do that shit, especially learn that shit, because that's some shit John Jones did way, way back in the day. With that hand motion. That hand movement, right? But there's that. But I'd say, yeah, you got to get him. You got to get him working a little bit more of that hand movement and the hand placement as well. But there are a lot of things that you can use with Tyrie Wilson. That's why I'm like, I want him back at 100%. I have an idea that you can use with him, especially when you play Kansas City. The thing is, I think he'll have better success than the one person that didn't have the successful situation. I think Farrell didn't have good success on that play because he got caught with I think it was a holding penalty on that play. If you line Tyrie Wilson
don't give up the game. You got to save that for Chiefs week, bro.
I know. You're right. But you understand, there are things that you can do with Tyrie Wilson to have him be a successful player out on that defensive line.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, I'd even like to see him start being a wide nine and allow him to just crash the edge and come straight down on that tackle and collapse the pocket. Said that.
What's crazy? I'd let him stand up. Let him stand up. I think I think he'll do better just standing up for right now.
I didn't see a noticeable difference in the two.
Yeah, Adam Butler. I'm so glad we paid him.
Has been amazing. He's worth more money than he's gonna get paid more money this season. Adam Butler is a force. So he's big, he runs, he tackles, he beats his block. He's been solid, unsung hero.
Yeah,
unsung hero song. So he would be starting on a lot of teams if he wasn't playing on ours. Because he's making himself a name right now. May not have heard about him, but they will later by the end of this year.
Well, he finished with what, 4.5 sacks last year?
Mm-hmm.
That was interior-wise.
He's even more active than he was last year, and getting more PT, making plays in the run game as well. Defensive line has been everything that I was told it was going to be, and for that I'm eternally grateful. Defensive line has been absolutely everything I was told it was going to be. And then you talk about Max and the defensive player of the week. What you got for your boy Max, Phil?
What you say?
Said what you got for your boy Max, the defensive player of the week.
Man, that boy cooking. He taking care of business. I know they got him on the injury report this week. He should be fine. He should be ready to go on Sunday. And I think Max might have a field day on Sunday. I think he's gonna get back-to-back defensive players of the week. Don't be shocked if Max ends up getting about 3 sacks and a pick 6. I'm calling right now. 3 sacks and a pick 6. Right now. Side note, I think we haven't been really give enough recognition to this secondary. We've been talking about this D-line, but this secondary, woo, shut down Central.
One man in particular, and it's not who you think it is. Because
Jakorian,
absolute animal out there, Mr. No-Fly Zone. And now he's getting his hands on the football.
I'm going to give love. I'm going to give the biggest shout out to Ricky Manning Jr.
Woo! And Gerald Alexander.
This man has done wonders with Jakorian Bennett's game.
Coach of the year.
See, and hold up. What's that? Maryland players are great foundational players. They are.
Here we go. You see what you did, KB? Yeah,
That's right, motherfucker. I told you about these Maryland players. And told everybody about these damn Maryland players. They are good. You got to give them the love that they deserve. Cause shit, who knows? Offensive side, Delmar Glaze might be starting soon. Just saying. But yes, Jakorian Bennett has done a fantastic job this season. Yeah, he got thrown into the fire last year, and it didn't really end up as what a lot of people were expecting to see. But the bounce back here in year 2, the pass breakups, the amount of yards you've been shutting folks down to, I mean, my God, let that man get his hands on the ball this weekend. All hell is going to break loose. when this defense starts scoring this season, like it was doing last season, towards the end, may God have mercy on the league.
They might not stop, and they're getting pretty close. Because as you couldn't tell me who either the wide receivers for the Ravens or the Chargers were, because they didn't score. Yes, Ladd McConkey got one late after the game was over and ran down the Raiders, but nobody's catching a whole bunch of passes. Nobody's going over 100 yards. Quarterbacks are being in the pocket. The only thing that they've given up has been when a couple of those runs have busted. They've gone a long, long way, because the rest on every other play, the defense has been holding it down. They've been keeping this team in games. AP said it best in the offseason. I mean, for all that nobody who wants to listen to him, he's told you exactly what it is that he intends to do, how he intends to do it, and what some of the strategy is. This season is going to be a race to 24 points. Whoever makes it closest is going to win.
No, that's real.
It's going to be extremely hard for any offense to score 24 or more points against this defense.
Divine Diablo, does he get replaced this season? I mean, he's on the injury report right now. He has a oblique injury. It's been a lot of them. It's been a lot of those cases this year. And I know that can keep you out for a little bit, and then you got to deal with a concussion. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play this weekend. You could see Amari Gainer. You could see. I really don't want to see Masterson out there. I'd be fine with seeing Bernie and what's his name, Ikenberg out there. I wouldn't care if Ikenberg want to come out there and say that's how a white man played football, hit a motherfucker in the jaw and shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm here for it. I used to see what that motherfucker was doing at Ohio State. That was some brutal ass shit. Once he laid the wood on your ass, you didn't want to get up. So again, it's always has, as it's always been said, even AP has always stated the same thing. Next man up. That's how this shit plays. Next man up. If you do great, that man that you saw before might not be back.
That's how football is.
When somebody come out and say, you know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself. When a motherfucker end up making a name for himself right now, I'm going to tell you this shit.
He said he ain't going back
to the bench. Guy number one might not come back.
He ain't going back to the bench. He don't give a fuck about none of that.
He said, you gonna take my damn spot on the special teams.
Yeah.
I'm tired of running them sprints down there.
Yeah, but Diablo has got to play better, even if he does come back, because his play has been awful. For every bit as good.
It's been a lot of second guessing. When you look at his body, language, when he's stepping up inside and trying to fill in, he's like I'm looking at his footwork, and I'm like, he's second guessing his first move, and it's almost like it's like he's like over pursuing and shit.
I don't know. He's not trusting what he's seeing is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Even when stuff is right in front of him,
there's a play where I looked at it as what was it, Monday morning. Max gets in and just splits in between the two blockers to stop the run. And I'm looking at Diablo. I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to be able to bounce back out. Why are you taking the far outside angle? Come on in and just seal it. And that's a whole stop right there. Versus if that man managed to squeeze through right there, he's gonna break for a good 5 or 6 yards. So my whole thing is, you got to trust your instincts, and you got to be ready to attack. That is the whole thing with Diablo. Diablo, he just seems lost out there. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. You might be right, Kenneth. They don't have a role for Diablo. But if you go on with Amari Gaynor, I looked at what he did in the preseason, and
last year on this very
I was impressed with Amari Gaynor. So if you want to go that route, you can go that route. But Diablo, I don't know what the hell's going on, man.
He's just playing very, very poorly.
Okay. No. Because this is what he was originally supposed to do when he got drafted. That is true. That was what he was originally brought in to do when he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Let him cover.
He wasn't that good at that, to be honest with you.
But the thing about it now, it's like, I can do that. I can go on and do that shit with Palomar.
Mm-hmm. And he can cover better.
He can cover. He can also blitz as well. So it's like Diablo's looking obsolete. I think that's why I'm like, hey, I mean, you can get it together. Or just play out the rest of your contract.
He playing his
That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
Because you go into the next season. Guess what? You still got depth.
Yeah.
There's still depth at the linebacker position. And if you felt like you want to move into a hybrid role with Palomar and say, okay, he's going to play more like a linebacker safety, which most safeties are doing now, making the transition to linebacker. I mean, shit. What you expect? Gunther didn't know how to use his players, had the right ideals, but did not know how to plug them in the correct way, Kev.
Didn't know
that was his fault.
In anything. He didn't know how to reach him.
I'm going to say this about Paul Gunther.
Himself.
He's an intelligent guy, but the problem is he doesn't know how to put the pieces together to create the perfect formula. He has the ideal. He has the pieces, but he doesn't know where to plug them in correctly. Or if he does, he ends up fucking it up because he's going to second guess and stuff. That was the one thing a lot of players that played under Gunther. He has a great playbook, but when it comes down to like it's third and 15 or 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5 and all this shit. This motherfucker is like changing the plays in the helmet. Like if you got the green dot in your helmet, you're like, okay, we're gonna go cover 2. But you're coming in on the crash, and then all of a sudden, these guys are getting set up. This motherfucking Gunther's like, wait. We're gonna run a cover 3. We're gonna run a cover 3. Run the flats. We're not gonna blitz. So when you got shit going on in your fucking helmet, hearing this shit, and you trying to go back and try to change this fucking play and that play, and line this guy and that guy, that's why the Raiders defense were always out of sync under Paul Gunther. Because the man didn't have confidence in his shit. I don't know why. I don't know why he did that shit. I don't know why he got that way. I don't know. Maybe John Gruden mind fucked him or some shit like that. I don't know. But if you're going to be a defensive coordinator, you're also leading another group of men. You're not the head coach, but you're also leading that unit, that group of men, and they're expecting you to give them that call, that correct play to run, to get the job done correctly and execute it. So when you think about it, you're like, damn. We always thought it was some of these players. Really, this motherfucker second guessing himself in the damn mic. Anywho.
That's for real.
Nah. Dre was crazy. Gunther was running his own system that he was running his own shit.
Yeah, he was running.
That's what I said. He had formulas, he had pieces, but the thing about it, he just didn't know how to execute that formula. That's the whole fucking problem with him. And that was one of the reasons why he saw something, but just could not get it together. And hence why you end up with Clelin Ferrell instead of Josh Allen. Because he saw something for his system that Clelin Ferrell was going to be that guy that worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, concept of a... Ooh, shit.
What?
Concept of a plan. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. Concept of a plan. So, we got a concept of a plan for Carolina for you, too. Run the ball, throw the ball, play defense, and don't let them score. And don't let the Red Rifle come in here and look like a hero. Continue to put the same amount of pressure on him that you've been putting on everybody else, and he'll fold just like the rest of them did. And he's 37 and a half years old. He's not going to be getting out there and outrunning anybody and running all over the place and being mobile. So, do you know where he's going to be at? This offensive line that they're facing is not very good. As long as they go out there and take care of it.
Phil, fuck that shit. Don't take these niggas lightly, all right? I'm just put it like that. Don't take that shit lightly. These motherfuckers gonna have some. We don't need them having on some emotional turnaround shit. I remember last time Colts had fired their head coach. You got a slow ass fucking Matt Ryan. This motherfucker ended up outrunning our asses. So again, hit these motherfuckers in their mouth. Beat their asses like you their daddy. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you this shit. Fuck it. If you start scoring and you're scoring nonstop, just do it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Just do it. Don't even let your foot off the gas pedal. Just do it. Just keep going. And over and over and over. And over. And over and over and over.
And over again some more.
Like, do not let up on these motherfuckers. Don't even give them a sense of ideal. Don't even look at these motherfuckers and, oh, they 0-2. I'm going to tell you this. You're an 0-2 team, and motherfuckers end up becoming like rabid dogs and shit because they mad as fuck. They mad that they're not winning, and they stuck with this shitty ass front office and shit. They're going to be ready to take this shit out on you. So, again, do not take these motherfuckers lightly.
No, that's real. And quite frankly, if with everybody scoring in the 40s, if you fancy yourself a good offense, I expect to see something in the 50s. I'm like, I don't want to see field goals. I want to see touchdown dances. I want to see scoring and lots of it. I want to see execution and and utilizing this
right on that.
If you must.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. AP's greatest crime was Minnesota. Can't go back farther than that. I can't live. We can't do that shit again.
Nope.
That damn sure would have been a win.
Or if the refs don't fuck us.
You know what's crazy, bro? Referees didn't even fuck us last week.
No, well, they're leading the league in least amount of penalties. They're only averaging like 3.3 penalties a game.
So again, that's what I'm saying.
Good coaching. Coach it up, or you're allowing it to happen. Isn't that what Belichick said?
I can't come at the referees right now.
No. Well, it's not even about the referees. You just have players playing with great technique.
Yeah.
And that's really all. God, hurry up and end this shit. It's bad out here.
Like I said, I mean, all I can really say is,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is second in passing.
Right. And number one in passing efficiency, isn't it 78.5?
Yeah.
His completion percentage. Yeah, he's killing it. Now the problem is that it's all short, not even intermediate. It's all short throws. But that's all he was genuinely being asked to do. He's not being asked to throw the bomb, and pass blocking hasn't been good enough for him to feel comfortable with looking downfield.
But again, this is where it comes back to what I said. I would not be shocked if you see the change of Mumford and Glaze left and right tackle.
At this point, I think that might be what's best for him.
And I think Mumford played his best on the left side. And then Glaze, right side, he's been, even in the preseason, he looked pretty damn good. And whatever you need to do, throw in a little chip to help him out, and that's it, yeah.
Yeah, they missed the
What's crazy is they said that Colton was healthy and ready to go. Well, if he's not healthy right now, he's having some setbacks. I'm going to be real here. That is a problem. That's a problem going forward. That means he's about on his last leg.
Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries. They mounted, and God bless him. He's given us great years, but it is what it is. His body's been breaking down on him for a couple years now. He was open.
Oh, Minshew actually is tied for yards and tied for deep shots, so he has got some deep shots on him.
Yeah, he's got some, but they haven't connected really.
So,
you got anything else for these great people?
No, I really don't. I feel like I try not to give too much out and just let people find out next week on another great episode of The Unfiltered Truth.
What do these boys think of next? Who will they have on next? World may never know.
I'm Jones. That's Robinson. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Like, subscribe, so you guys can stay updated with us. We'll keep you updated on all things Raider. And fuck your Me Foundation, bruh.
And as always, open your hearts and your wallets, and please give generously to the ME Foundation. Cash App on the bottom. But as he said, he's Jones, I'm Robinson, and we are out.